Welcome to another episode of OSFirstTimer. In this episode, Diana will be trying out iOS 6.1.2 on an iPad 2. The iPad 2 is a tablet computer that was released on March 11, 2011. However, the operating system, iOS 6.1.2, was released on February 19, 2013. To make it easier to use at the table, we're just going to have the iPad 2 in the case. So can you just turn on the iPad for me? Now what do you do to get into it?
I'm assuming slide.
Great. Now the first task is, what time is it? Do you think it's an easy task?
Oh, it's right at the top, 8:13 p.m.
Fantastic, so that wasn't too hard. The next task is a little bit tricky, but it's not tricky, but it's a bit different to what you would expect on like a laptop or a desktop computer. I want you to write, save and open a text document. But it won't actually be a full text document. But if you did want to make a full text document, there's an app for that. So the Apple campaign.
You love saying that.
Yeah. Try and make any kind of text file. And how would you open the application once you found it?
I'm assuming press the icons on the desktop. I'm looking for some sort of office-y type looking thing, but I can't see anything.
By default, there's no Office application.
Notes, actually, that's okay.
How did you know to touch the screen to bring up the keyboard?
Because I've seen you do it.
Oh. That was a little bit of a biased cheat there, but
now
okay.
To save, maybe it saves it automatically.
Well,
how do I get rid of this thing then? I want to get rid of this.
How do you
keyboard.
think you get rid of the keyboard? That's a good test, actually.
No, well, obviously touching other places doesn't work.
Well, look at the buttons on the keyboard.
Oh.
You found it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little one that gets rid of it. Okay.
It showed a picture of a keyboard with a down arrow.
Yeah, so it makes it go down,
I
yeah.
tried to flip it down, but it didn't work.
Yeah. Do you think it saves automatically?
I wonder what that... Oh, that's to turn the page, obviously. I'm assuming it saves automatically.
Well, try and quit the application then and get back to your desktop. That's adding a note.
Oh.
Where's your other note, by the way?
I thought that was just a sideway X.
Oh, okay, a sideways X, yeah, plus. There you go, you got rid of it. Another way to get rid of it, if you're just a little bit angry, by the way, it does save automatically, see? Yeah. And you can have as many notes as you want and they'll all pile up in the side. If you're angry and you're just like, oh, you just scrunch it up, you know? Whoops. You don't do that, you scrunch like that.
Okay. How do I know it's even saved? Was I right in guessing that?
Yep, you were right. If you open it up at any time in the future, there it is.
Oh, it's there. Okay.
Yep. And you can, if you had another note and you started typing, they both are saved and you can switch to any of them.
And then it just lists them.
It lists them and it'll be a big kind of thing.
I like that, scrunching it up.
Yeah, it's like scrunching up paper. Your next task is to calculate 87 divided by 3.
There doesn't appear to be a calculator icon on the desktop, so maybe if I go to the App Store, it might be there.
Yeah, by default there isn't an app for that, but if you go to the App Store you'll find an app for that. So here we go in the App Store. Find a calculator app.
I'm assuming it's in education. Can I just search it? Oh, maybe
there's a search up there, yep. Okay, so that's the things that have appeared straight away.
There's a whole lot of calculators, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think this one looks okay to me.
Now, what is the price?
Free.
Good.
So I want it, so I'm assuming plus.
No. No, that's just an icon. No, that's...
Well, can I grab it and put it somewhere? No.
No.
Oh, well, I don't like this one.
You don't press the X, that's a times button of the calculator, it's not an X. But just so you know, if you did want to get back, how would you get back? How would you get out of this and go back to the other?
Scrunch it up.
Close. I'll just show you, since you can get it, you just tap back and it'll get back to this.
Okay, well, I don't like that one because it doesn't seem to want to do anything.
Do you want me to give you a clue?
This one will do.
But Just so you know, they all do the same screen. Okay, you need a bit more help.
You see it, but how do you get it?
What is the price?
Free.
So what happens if you touch free?
Oh.
It says install. And then you type in your password. Okay, now it's finished downloading. How do you open it?
Plus. Oh, what's this? Billiard board. I didn't get that. Can we make a normal calculator, not a billiard board calculator? I didn't order that.
Yeah, well, how do you get a normal calculator? Just this app has made it look like this.
Oh.
That's an ad.
I don't want an ad.
Okay.
Close it.
I'll just ask you, how do you think you switch applications? Without quitting or anything, how do you think you get back? Think of like a taskbar. Do you think that this has a taskbar?
I can't see a taskbar.
Do you know any way you could bring one up?
Search taskbar?
If you double tap this, technically it's not a taskbar, but it shows you what's running.
Right.
And there we go. Now, what you actually have to do to change it, you'd go to settings, this is just, oh well, there we go, you change it like that. So you just tap it and it changes it into different things. But there we go, you want it like that, don't you?
I want normal calculator.
Yep.
Now I forgot what you said. I think you said 87 times...
Divided by 3.
29.
Okay, fantastic. Was that easy to use?
Yeah, it's easy to use.
Yeah, okay, and it's fast?
Yes, it is.
Everything's
because it's
pretty
like
instant.
actually touching a calculator.
Yeah, rather than a keyboard and trying to find... Oh, and by the way, all the apps will appear there. So you can scroll through the apps and there's, you know, apps and it'll fill up and everything.
Okay.
So the next task is to change this background. You can't exactly right-click the desktop.
I was just about to...
Yeah.
Maybe if I... No, that doesn't work.
No.
I really... Oh, settings. Maybe it's in settings.
I'll give you a clue just because I don't think you'll find it if I don't give you a clue. Another name for background is wallpaper.
Oh, there we go. Oh, well, it was in settings. Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
that's right.
It was in the place where
that's
I
kind of
guessed
logical,
it.
yeah. But now what do you do? So it's popped up with this. So that's brightness.
Okay, well, let's have it nice and bright.
Yeah.
So that's good. Oh, what's...
Auto brightness on and off.
Okay, so that means I'm just going to have my brightness that I've chosen. Oh, okay.
And what do you want?
I want the beach.
And how do you apply that?
Set home screen.
And there
It
we
is
go.
the beach.
It's the
There,
beach.
I did it.
But I want to show you something to do with the speed of how easy and convenient it is to use something like an iPad to a laptop. So a laptop, your one for example, you would typically get 4 hours when it was initially bought, but now only about 2 hours.
Yes.
The iPad 2, Apple claimed that it had 10 hours of battery life. I would say it has about 8. So right now I probably get about 6 with this.
Yes.
So the amount of battery you get is a lot better.
Yes.
And to turn it, now this isn't off and on, but that's how you turn it into standby mode, and then boom, it's ready to use. You see, and you can just, you know, start surfing the net, do everything. You can even have this open, for example, on your emails, close it, put it down for a day or two, open it up, there's your emails, boom, no
But
turning.
Would it have refreshed my emails?
Press a little refresh button up the top.
Oh, okay.
Because when you haven't used it for a while and you open it, it can auto-refresh.
Well, I must admit, that's pretty convenient because of the fact I know with my computer, with my laptop, to turn it on and off is a real hassle because it takes so much time.
Yeah.
And often I've gone into your room and asked you, could you just check my emails quickly because I couldn't be bothered going through the whole process of turning the computer on and then off again. So yes, I can see it has a lot of merits.
We did an actual speed test. So this is her laptop, and obviously when you turn it on, it takes a while to turn on. Now, remember that the iPad, when you're closing the lid, it's not off, it's just in a standby state, which typically uses no more than 1% of battery per hour. So you could have it pretty much off for 100 hours. Now, when my mum's laptop pops up, I've installed the Grub bootloader, so it can actually either run Elementary OS or Windows XP. Now, Windows XP took 3 minutes just to boot and open the web browser. And my mum didn't like the speed of it. So I installed Elementary OS, which is a really fast Linux operating system. I absolutely love it, and it's based off Ubuntu. Now, this takes 40 seconds to boot and open the web browser. So it's almost 6 times faster than the Windows XP, so that's great. So just to show you what it would be like, let's just say even with elementary OS, this is still, even though it is great, it's a fast operating system, it's still a lot slower than just doing this and having your emails open straight away, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So with that in mind, do you prefer to use a laptop or an iPad?
Well, I find that I'm not used to the iPad, I'm not used to navigating through it, and it doesn't seem to have X buttons to close it.
Yeah.
I'm much more used to the laptop.
Yeah.
But I guess, just like anything, you could possibly learn how to navigate through. But at this point in time, I don't feel that there's a great need for me to go on the iPad.
Yeah.
I do prefer the laptop.
Yep. And keyboard-wise, so if you're typing, let's just open Microsoft Word on this, 2007. Now, the iPad doesn't have a keyboard, although you can get a keyboard extension for it. So here's Notepad. Type as fast as you possibly can. I am using an iPad on the iPad, and I'll time you. Go. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
7 seconds. And it had autocorrect there. Try and do the same thing on your computer. This is Microsoft Office 2007 Word running on elementary OS, which is a Linux-based operating system using Wine. Now let's see how fast you can do it on your laptop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. So you're slightly faster on a keyboard than on a touchscreen.
Yeah, but that's only because I'm used to this more than I'm used to that.
Okay. Now finally, just explore iOS 6 on the iPad a little bit.
Okay, photo booth. Let's see what that is. Oh
I'll
my
just turn
gosh.
it to you.
Oh, that looks really bad.
What?
That one.
They all look pretty bad.
That looks very bad. Oh, gee. Oh my gosh. That's me as a negative.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite
And how would you
Oh, that's terrible.
Now, mate, touch one of them,
What? Oh no. Oh,
and I'll show you what you can do. It doesn't even have to be
I
there,
really
you can
don't
move
like
it
this
around.
one. I want this one gone.
Okay, we'll get
rid
it.
of- Now, I'll start again, a different one. Oh no.
Now, to go back, you just press there. There we
Okay.
go.
Okay, that one's quite an interesting looking
Yeah.
one, but gosh, I look so deformed there. Okay.
See?
Oh wow, I'm the sun. Look at me. Everything radiates. Oh, what have you
Oh,
done?
I moved it around so you can move it to different
Oh.
spots.
Oh, that looks really funny.
How would you take a photo?
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I want to go back to the other one. Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's
It's
good.
like a heat camera, so things that are cold are...
There we go. Oh, I could have fun with this.
Yep, and here's
Twins.
this, yeah.
Two of me.
Yep, and you can like move it.
Oh, they say that
Yeah.
one side of your face is
It's
different
always
from
different
the
than
other.
the other.
Oh, that looks really bad.
Wait, ready? Watch.
Oh, look. My
What?
hand looks alien.
It's going into your mouth. This is ridiculous.
It looks like chicken feet.
Okay, Aileen. And just to show you, you can also
I wish we took a photo of the chicken feet.
flick. Now you can flick back and look.
Oh.
You can see the other
Yeah,
camera
so-
too. So that's pretty cool. So that's
Okay.
just the way to flick cameras because it's got a camera here
Yeah.
and on the back.
Okay.
Now let's get out of this one, or I'll just do a funny thing and then take
No,
a photo.
no, I don't want to take a photo of that one.
Okay.
That's too weird.
Now there we go. That's enough of that.
Okay, that was photo
How would you
booth.
view those photos, by the way, without going into photo booth?
Photos? There they are.
How would you make one bigger? And there we go. You can flick through your photos like that.
Oh, I really like that one. That's quite interesting.
Okay. What else can you explore?
Maps. Is that Google Maps?
And as you can see, Google Maps has this full 3D. You can spin and look at a whole cliff. You can zoom right in and look, everything is 3D. Look at that pool.
Oh,
look at those rocks. See, and you can see everything
amazing.
right in 3D.
What about us?
Nah. Some of the buildings are a little bit deformed.
Yeah.
And an example over there is, see some of these trees?
Oh,
Trees don't work
gosh.
well.
No, they
And
don't.
also bridges. There's actually a passage under that bridge so that you can go to the other side.
It looks dangerous, like cars can just drive onto the sand.
But that's not actually there, see? There's an actual hole that actually goes through there. So
where
Google,
the water flows,
Yeah, the way they've done it is they've gotten all these planes to do like photos from all different angles, so it makes a 360-degree thing. But it misses details such as the actual hole that's under this
Certainly
bridge.
missed the detail of that one.
Yeah. Yeah, some things just look a little bit crazy.
Okay.
As you know, doing this doesn't actually turn off the iPad, but if you wanted to truly turn it off, how would you turn the iPad off? This is your last task.
Oh, why is it wanting me to type? Off.
That's a search feature.
Off.
No.
At least that had an X.
Yeah. How do you get back to where you were before? I'll give you a clue. It's nothing to do with what's on the screen. There's actually a button on the iPad that you use to turn it off.
Oh, so it's actually physically on the iPad. Oh, that little black thing?
This is for the sound, so sound down, look, on the screen, and sound up.
But there's a black thing there, is that it?
That's for muting the sound.
Oh. I don't know.
Okay, take it out, and it should be easy to find.
Oh, that button.
Yep, so what does that do?
But what's the point of that then if you want to turn it off?
No, you can. You can.
Oh, but...
Don't worry.
Okay.
It's easy to turn it off. Now that puts it on
go.
standby. By the way, everything's like this, so if you want to view it like that or like that, it changes. To turn it off, you have to hold the button, and then you slide that off.
Oh, okay.
And then that's off.
So that's like an extra checking point, like, are you sure?
Yeah, are you sure? That's the are you sure, yeah. Yeah, that's the iPad's are you sure.
Okay.
What do you think of the iPad? Or the operating system on the iPad?
It definitely has a lot of merits in relation to speed. And I think once you get used to it, you could really navigate and do everything you normally do.
Yeah.
And the App Centre, that has...
The App Store, yep. It's called a store because it's more... A lot of things cost money. It's different to Linux where most things are free and open source.
Right.
These apps are not open source and a lot of them cost money.
Okay.
But the apps are pretty cheap. Okay, so you can pretty much find an app 99 cents, $2. Nothing more than usually $10, although there have been apps to be worth about $1,000.
Well, portability-wise...
This is great.
This is really good compared... Even though this isn't large, this is quite a lot heavier than this.
This you can just hold in your hands, and it doesn't have to have that keyboard sticking out.
No, that's right. And I could get used to it.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I don't feel I've got an actual need for it because everything I've got is on that.
Okay.
So...
What if I told you that you can't run Ubuntu on this? You can't run Windows 7 on it. You can't run Windows XP on it. It has to be iOS.
Oh,
And
okay.
you can't run Microsoft Office on it.
Well, that's quite restrictive then. Because on this, you can seem to do anything.
Yep. There's a different set of applications. You cannot run desktop applications on an iPad, but there are some things that have been ported over, such as TeamViewer, which allows remote desktop and stuff. So the iPad screen, what do you notice about it too?
It's touch.
Which results in...
Well, look at all the fingerprints.
That was fully clean before we started making this video. I'd cleaned it off. But look, after just, 20 minutes of use, boom.
Whereas this...
You barely have to clean it.
No, because you're doing the keyboard.
But remember, you can get a keyboard for this. You can get a keyboard case. So instead of a case like this, you can have a keyboard case.
Yeah, but there's still... Look, it's very compact. It's quite easy to use.
Yeah.
And it's very... speed-wise, it's fantastic, and
Yep.
I like the fact that if you just want to check an email,
Yeah,
can just
open it up, look at the emails, close it.
But it is quite restrictive, the fact that you can't run other operating systems on it, and that you can't use Microsoft Office and that sort of thing. So, yeah, that's the only thing I have.
Okay, so out of 10, what do you rate the iPad and iOS?
I'd say 6.5.
Okay.
And the points were taken off because you can't run other operating systems
Yeah.
on it. It is restrictive. And also there's no X button to close things. That's what I...
Closing is done by, well actually that's multitasking. To close something you actually have to double tap that, bring up that little task menu, hold the icon, then press X on each program.
That's a little more complicated than an X button.
Yeah, it
Don't you
is.
think?
It is.
Okay. Well, it's got merits, and
Yeah.
it's got a few disadvantages as well. So...
And last of all, screen size. Too big, too small,
No.
or nice?
That's a pretty good screen size. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have trouble typing things when the keyboard came
Yeah.
up. I could see things. Yeah, I've got nothing against the size of the screen, and portability-wise, this is great.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.